No, that's too much. Just a hair. Perfect. You can sit to the side. Okay.
Well, you just like made.
Well, I'm just thinking about when I have to.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm taking a minute also. Okay.
Oh, I was supposed to do your little. Okay, 2-minute meditation. Close your eyes.
I love the way we're starting this out. I'm gonna put my phone on Do Not Disturb because I need not to be.
Don't worry, mine's on Do Not Disturb. My dad will still call me.
Okay.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is place one hand over your heart, one hand over your stomach. And take a big inhale, closing your eyes. Inhale and exhale. And as you exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale all positivity and abundance that is meant for you. Hold your breath. And exhale, letting what no longer serves you go, releasing it. Inhale, holding your breath. And exhale. You are grounded, you are stable, you are secure. Repeat in your mind, you are grounded, you are stable, you are secure. And change it to, I am grounded, I am stable, I am secure. And what is meant for me will be for my highest and greatest good always. I am perfectly and divinely guided, surrounded by my angels that bring through everything that is meant for me, in time that is meant for me. My worries are released, and I am filled with love. Slowly wiggle your fingers. Take a big inhale and exhale, and open your eyes.
Well, that was lovely.
Have we started recording? Hell yeah.
You guys ready?
We're ready.
Okay. Well, which leads me to welcome back to another episode of Codependence, y'all. I'm so excited because we have Spirit Tiffany here. And just a little quick tidbit on her. We met in Costa Rica. I feel like I've talked about my Costa Rica trip at the beginning of the year endlessly. And it was like a magical experience. And me and Tiffany met. Actually, she got there to Hacienda, and like within like the next day, we went horseback riding in the rain. And I was like, I don't want to go horseback riding in the rain. This is going to be stupid. And she basically convinced me. She's like, come on, like when are we ever going to get a chance to like go horseback riding in Costa Rica in the rain on the beach? And I was like, I'm not trying to mess up my hair.
I'm shocked to hear that you did this.
Right. I was like, I'm not trying to mess up my hair. She's like, come on, it's going to be the best. And then we ended up going and we're like talking to each other. Those horses were wild horses. I just want to also say that they were not like stable.
Bareback?
They were not equestrian horses. I asked that. We were not bareback, but it could have been like we were like climbing up. It was like.
It was insane. Let's just put it right out there. It was insane. It was pouring rain.
Yeah.
We thought it was $40, right?
Yeah,
it was just,
right.
It was $40. So
$40.
I was like,
3 hours.
Whatever, it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to go. And then at the front desk, they said, no, you're going to go. So then you came into the office and I
Yeah.
said, well, should we do it? And you're like, I don't know. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, maybe we should. So we ended up going.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know you from a hole in the wall.
Didn't know you
No.
at all.
I thought this was our day of death.
Yeah,
We thought
yeah.
like this was it.
No,
because
truly.
We were actually climbing up mountains. I thought they were
And, like,
mountains. Steep hills.
Rocky. I thought the horse was gonna like break his ankles. It was really sad. I like felt bad for the horses. And then we're like midway halfway point on this trip, and we're just like kind of chatting, like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm a nurse. I'm on a reality TV show." Blah blah. She goes, "Oh, I'm a medium," and I was like,
ding.
I was like, "Oh my gosh!" It was so crazy to me because I was like, this trip has just really just it was everything like felt like it fell in line, and it was so crazy because like my grandmother had died a couple months before, and it was something that I had not dealt with, and she ended up just reading me basically. And like my grandmother came through for her one night when we were sitting out after dinner, and it was such an aha moment for me because I had like suppressed my grandmother passing away, hadn't even really acknowledged it. I didn't go to her funeral. No, I didn't tell anyone that I didn't go to her funeral. And you just were like, she's not. The message that you had delivered to me from her was so right on time. And I like needed to hear that. And I've always believed in mediums. I've always believed in like being in touch with like your loved ones. So I'm always like, I feel like it's something people should experience once, twice, every year, once a year.
I've never done it, period.
I know. So I was like, I have someone special for us. So yeah.
Yes.
So thank you for coming. Seriously.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. So, okay, we have a couple questions for you because I feel like people are always like, it's not real. Like, how do you know that they're not faking it? Or like, you know, like the
Right. Well, you know, I mean, we can start right from there.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I do gallery events, which a gallery reading is when we have a ton of people in the room. Sometimes I'll do gallery events that are 12 people,
Right.
sometimes 200 to 300 people. So I post a lot of my content on TikTok. And I'll always, you know, people say, don't read the comments, right?
Right.
I'm a
Impossible.
sucker. I read the comments, right?
I do too.
So yes. And then there are some people that are like, oh, she planted them and they're actors. And I think to myself, I'm like, let's think logistics.
Right.
Okay. So if there is, say, 100 people in a room,
Mm-hmm.
because they always say that I scope out their social media. So that means I would have to do the background checks of 100 people if they have social media, if their social media was public.
Right.
Then I would have to memorize all of their accounts, left and
Yeah.
right. Or if they're paid actors, I would have to have a surplus of income to be able to pay 100 to 200 people for these
Right.
so-called skits, right?
Yeah.
So it's funny because I want to tell them or ask them like, how did you come up with that?
Yeah.
How does that make sense? You know?
Yeah.
But I've always had that sense of knowing. So growing up, people ask, like, is there a class you can take? Absolutely. There's tons of classes that you can take to help hone in, but we all have intuition.
Right.
So we're all tuned in to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And so for me, I became a Reiki master teacher, which is Japanese. It means energy, life force, to help me get better acquainted with energy and understanding energy. And from that point on, I took a class in meditation. Then there was a class of mediumship. And I thought to myself, like, all right, well, I'll just sign up. We'll see what
Right.
happens. And once I took that class actually gave me the tools to be able to identify exactly what was going on in my life all along. I just thought I was the weird kid. I had no idea that not
Right.
everybody had a honed in skill like I did to be able to communicate with people.
Do you remember what age you realized that you had this ability?
Well, I can remember in high school just having a conversation with someone, and as I'm talking to them, I'd start to get visions in my mind, and I'd see people behind them, or I'd see things, and I thought to myself, all right, Tiff, it's ADD, just focus in, like pay attention. And then again, once I took the class, that's what it was all about, is I was paired up with somebody, and the person said, okay, I want you to read them. And I looked at this person, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to say. So I just zoned in and just said exactly the very first things that came to mind. And I'll never forget it. My very first reading, I said, okay, I'm seeing a man. His name is Lewis, the number 77, gold chain, red truck. And the girl started crying.
Very specific.
Yes. And she's like, she's
Yeah.
crying. She goes, that's my uncle. And I said to myself, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I was just as shocked as she was. And she goes, but wait, what's he saying? And I said, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Because I was so new at it and I didn't understand it myself. So it took a little while to really adjust to the interview process, because that's what I do is I start to ask questions. And so the first reading, again, it was just like, oh, because I guess her uncle's name was Lewis. He drove the red truck, wore a white T-shirt, had the gold chain. But I didn't know, again, how to interview someone. So so going back to when I first realized that was when, like in high school, was when I started to realize things were a little bit different. I'd always gravitate to going to get my cards read rather than going to a
Right.
party,
Yeah.
you know? And I wanted to do a lot of things in the paranormal, which is like, I'm the medium for the Conjuring House.
Right.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Duh.
And that-
Well, the Conjuring House, if you guys are listening, you don't know what the Conjuring House is, it's one of the most haunted locations in America. And so I used to do stuff with Lizzie Borden's, which was another house. So I've always been...
And that's Massachusetts.
Yes, it's Fall River. Yes. So
the Bostonites. The Bostonites
watch out, our
have
accent's going to
entered
come
the
out.
chat. Yeah, they have entered the chat.
So yeah, paranormal, not paranormal right now.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're sounding like my mom.
Right. So, but I always, even though those places are really known as being haunted locations, when I do my readings, I set my intentions for my highest and greatest good.
Yeah.
I call on my dad in spirit. I call on Archangel Michael in spirit, and they help guide me to deliver messages. Because one of the questions I get all the time is, are you going to tell me something bad? Like, what's going to happen? And no, it's not meant to be for something bad. It's just about, I always say it's the information that you need to know, not necessarily the information that you want to know. So, and I remember when I gave you a reading, there was a couple things that I said where it was like,
Yeah.
all right, but you understood why I said it.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the whole that it was. Yeah.
We aligned chakras. We did it all.
There were so many things that we did. That whole trip was just
eye-opening.
I met so many people at the right time, and then like receiving messages and just, man, I'll tell you what, like,
I'm like, let's just jump in now.
I
'cause I'm like, I want messages.
yeah.
Well, one thing I do want to ask is, in your opinion or in your expertise, is there a difference between psychics and mediums?
Oh, I love this.
Yes.
Okay. So I love answering this question
I'm
because
so giddy because I'm like, I came back and I was like, oh my God, did you know the difference between this and this and
Yes.
this and this? I'm like, so they're like, you don't even have the gifts here. Shut up. I was like, you're right, but I do know someone.
you are so gifted. All right. So the difference, right? So a medium is someone who communicates with people that have passed, past loved ones, friends, family, pets come through too. And then we also have the ability to be extremely intuitive, which would be the psychic aspect of that.
Okay.
So I consider myself to be a spirit medium, which is basically a psychic medium. I just like the sound of spirit medium better. That's all basic. Now, people that are psychic, some of them are just plain psychic. No, I don't want to say plain. I don't want to. But some of
right.
So, some of them are just psychic and they don't connect with loved ones in spirit. Whereas if you're a medium, you're already psychic.
Mediums and
It's like a rectangle and a square. Like a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square.
Yes.
Okay, so a psychic is
Right?
a medium, but a medium is not wait.
a medium is a psychic.
A medium is a psychic, but a psychic is not
always a
is
medium.
not always
Correct.
A medium. Okay.
Never heard that square thing.
What?
Right. Well, I was trying to, but no, the
but-
rectangle, like a
but that-
rectangle
But that
can
tracks.
be, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes
Okay.
sense. And, another question I get too is you don't have to be in person for a reading. So I've been able to connect with people all over the world.
And is that just on the phone? Does it have to be like Zoom? Do you have to see their
Nope,
faces?
I don't need to see the face.
Could it just be
No.
like you read an email from them and
Yep.
something comes to
Is
you?
that confusing?
No.
No.
Well, but I've been doing this full time for over 10 years now.
Right.
So it's easy for me it's like a light switch. I turn it on, turn it off.
Okay.
Turn on,
so
turn off.
I also watched whatever show that was on Netflix, something with Tyler Henry. Tyler Henry. And he always seemed to be like physically taxed
Yes.
after his readings. Do you experience that as well?
Yes. So for a gallery reading, I had mentioned earlier, we talked gallery readings. My gallery reading usually lasts about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And afterwards, I'm exhausted
Yeah.
and I'm ravenous. I could eat a dozen donuts or, notice I say donuts instead of like, I could have tangerines. No, but I go for the donuts. Yeah.
Burgers,
so-
McDonald's. You want the guilty pleasure. of
Right.
course.
Like I want to eat.
Yeah.
So it is. It's very draining. I've had friends, my personal assistant, she's been with me, where I afterwards, I was so drained. I literally was slurring my words because I was so
Wow.
drained. So yeah, so that's why it's only I couldn't do it for like an 8-hour period, right? Because in my head, when I tune into talking to spirit, it's like I'm in the middle of New York City.
Yeah.
I'm in Times Square and I'm just hearing everybody.
Yeah.
So it's a
That
lot.
is so amazing.
Yeah.
Have you ever encountered someone where like they're lying about something?
Yes.
And you're like, I know the truth, but like you're gonna get there.
That's my everyday life.
Okay. That's so crazy. So like you can literally tell when people are lying to you, and it's like,
Yes.
oh,
What an ability.
Yeah.
what an ability.
Try dating.
Yeah.
I literally thought about
Yeah.
dating. I was like, you must only go on first dates.
Right.
It's all a lie.
Or I'll be like, oh, childhood trauma, age 9.
Or like we can trauma bond, like whatever you want.
Right, exactly. So
Damn. Have you
Yeah.
ever like have you ever stopped seeing someone because your energy and like I can just see your past is not great. I don't know where we're going from here.
I
Like,
wish I had. So that's a really good question, because if it was you coming to me about people that you dated, I'd say, Ciara, all right,
Like, what are you doing?
blah 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 blah. You know,
Yeah.
but sometimes our heart gets in the way. So when it's me on a personal level, sometimes my heart gets in the way, and I'm like, I know I saw all those red flags, but
Right.
you know,
Welcome to my whole
maybe,
world.
Yeah.
maybe it's just me being like overly intuitive. And my friends are like, no, girl,
Right.
you're spot on. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll go out for another
Yeah, we'll
try it
6
one more
months.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll torture myself some more until
Yeah,
he
exactly.
actually like fucks me over. Yeah.
Until it gets like really nasty. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, maybe.
yeah.
I always kind of had an inclination, you know? But
That's so funny. Yeah, and you can literally predict kind of like how it's gonna go a little bit, but damn, okay,
Right.
cool. So even if you do know better, sometimes you don't do better. It's like
right. I know, right?
It's not practicing what you preach. I get it.
Right. Well, because I say our heart is always drunk, right?
Yeah.
Like our gut, because we always should listen to our gut and what our gut is a huge prime focus for our intuition. So like I mentioned before, all of us are intuitive to a certain degree. So, and you guys have probably been in situations when you're like, I just feel like this is a good thing. Or I just feel, I feel like something is off, right?
Right.
That's your gut telling you. So that's
Yeah.
why it's so important to pay attention to that.
Yeah. Like I was telling you when we were in Costa Rica, like not that I mean, I don't know what it is, but I've always felt like being in the hospital when people pass, some people have such strong energies or auras that you can it would just be me in a room with the body and I could still feel that I can feel them. I don't always know what it is, but I can feel something in the room, even if it's just me and them. And I've always been like, and there's certain people who like either give me like the heebie-jeebies, or some people where like it's like a calming energy, but I feel them in the room with me even after they've been like, you know, tagged in the bag or something, or like even if the room is empty sometimes, but it was kind of like a crazy patient, you know, or like a crazy scenario, you can still feel something in the room. So I'm always like, oh yeah, I know for sure. Even in my grandparents' house when I was younger, I remember my grandmother passed away, my mom's mom, and for some reason I just like could not go past her room for years when they still had the house, because I just felt her so strongly, but it frightened me. But I just have never been able to really identify like what that is or what that feeling is. But
So you're a natural empath.
yeah.
So you, especially being gravitated to a occupation of helping people and wanting to help people. So whether you still are a nurse or not, it's still part of who you are.
Yeah.
So you pick up on other energies and frequency. And at the end of the day, we're all energy.
Yeah.
And think about the story that you just brought up. How many of us that are listening have
Right.
experienced that and they don't talk about it?
Yeah.
Because so many people will come up to me and share their stories and
Yeah.
they'll say, I've never said this to anybody.
Right.
But, you know, so even by you talking about it is helping people feel so
Yeah.
comfortable. So you're even helping people. You don't even
Yeah.
realize what you
Yeah,
just said.
because
You're
you
helping
think
people.
you think
Yeah.
that you're crazy, or you're just like no one can relate, or you just don't you can't pinpoint it or exactly, you know,
It's hard to identify or describe.
yeah, describe it.
Because you think you're going crazy.
because you think it's weird.
Yeah, you're
Even,
like, this isn't normal, right?
Yeah, even at my grandparents' house, of like my grandparent who just recently passed away, and then my grandpa passed away almost 10 years ago now. I still feel them throughout the house so strongly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
I think
Is
that's
it?
more normal than a lot of people think it is.
Yeah.
I think people just don't talk about it.
Yeah. Because like sometimes I can't go into certain, but for me, I'm like, I can't go into certain rooms. I think maybe I might creep myself out, maybe
Well,
just a
no,
little
because
bit.
you're probably just highly intuitive as well.
Yeah.
So being a natural empath, you're highly intuitive. When you're dealing with patients, I'm sure there were certain patients where, not even on a clinical looking
Right.
at someone, but
Yeah.
you had this feeling like, I
yeah.
feel like something's going to happen. Or I
Right.
feel, that's you using your own intuition. So the closer you become to be able to listen to your own intuition and become your true authentic self,
Right.
the closer you are to living pure happiness.
Say it again.
Yeah, I've had patients where I'm just like, I'm like, I can't be in this room right now because either something's off, or like I've felt like things like kind of touch me a little bit and they've passed away, and it's literally only a couple people in the room. And I will like one time I turned around and I was like, she's over there and the patient's in the bed dead.
Yeah, and you felt her.
And I was like, I like felt something like come across my arm. I was like, I gotta go because I just don't know. I don't know what's happening right now. But anyway, enough with that. Today's episode is sponsored by Nutrafol. Did you know that hair thinning will happen to approximately 1 in 2 women? If you're among them, know that you are not alone. Thinning is normal, and Nutrafol helps women address it from within with science-backed supplements. I, like 50% of women, was experiencing hair thinning both around my hairline and as a result of wearing extensions. But since I've introduced Nutrafol to my supplement routine, I have noticed a significant difference in my once concerning thinning patches. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve visible thickness and strength. Unlike traditional hair health products that focus on a singular cause, Nutrafol's whole-body approach uses medical-grade, clinically effective ingredients to target multiple causes affecting hair health, including hormones, stress, lifestyle, metabolism, nutrition, and aging. I've been taking Nutrafol for about a year now, and I can confidently say I see the difference, and I'm not alone. In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after taking Nutrafol's women's hair growth supplement for 6 months. Take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code CODPOD. Find out why over 4,000 healthcare professionals recommend Nutrafol for a healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code CODPOD. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code CODPOD.
So have you had any experiences?
With like feeling. So I guess what I'm thinking about as listening to you is I had a relative that passed away that I was very close to. And
you want me to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just go.
Just go.
Just
Should I-
fire off, Tiff.
Okay, all right. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Don't feed the medium anything.
Okay,
if
won't
you want
feed
me to give you a
anything.
reading,
I won't
okay.
feed you anything then. But I think the answer is yes, then is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a strong female energy coming through for you first.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's like, hello, here we are. All right. And she's so happy. She says, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And she's calling you like little buttercup. Like,
That's so crazy.
And is that a nickname she used to call you? Oh my gosh. Okay. So that's why she's bringing it up. She goes, I'm always
I
going to.
knew she would be here.
Yes, she knew. She knew, and she was like, it's funny because even getting to the studio, she was like tapping me on the shoulder saying like, you're going to be late. You're going to be late. You're going to be late. And I said to myself, I'm like, I need to get an iced tea. I need to get an iced tea. She's like, you're going to be late.
Avoid it.
Yeah. She's like, go, go, go. She shows me that she has a little dog with her too. So it could be a family dog that you had or one of her dogs, but she shows me that she has a little dog that's with her.
Well, I know
just
she
so you
loved
know.
my dogs like very much.
Okay, so if one of your dogs had passed, it could just be a significance of her just acknowledging that. That's all. And she's also showing me that. Oh, I feel like your people are going to come through too. So bear with me.
I know
This is where New York City happens, right? And they all
We're in
start
Times
talking
Square.
over each other. Yes. And it could be a double connection, but I get the month of January to be significant. So January could be a birthday, anniversary, maybe when someone's passed. But I'm seeing January, and I'm also seeing the number 7 as well. Like there's a 7 connection.
7, yes.
Okay.
January. She passed in February. And her
So-
birthday was in December. So
So
January's in the
January
middle.
was the only month. Okay.
Yeah.
Because she just shows me, she's like, no. And she says this was one of the last times you really got to have a conversation with her.
Yes, that's
Okay.
true.
So that's why January was so profound.
Yeah.
Because she's acknowledging that was the last time you really got to have a
It was like the last time she was like there.
what's the word I'm looking
Coherent.
for? Coherent conversation, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, I'm always going to remember that. You know that. And she's also showing me that you were thinking about, or you already have a little tattoo.
I have her tattoo. What arm is it? I have her right here.
We got like tattoos on a cruise together.
What?
Yeah.
And I got her handwriting her name.
Oh my gosh. I have chills.
It's so crazy.
I have chills right now.
I knew she knew.
Yeah, she knows. That's a huge validation. That's her way of saying, even though I'm not here physically, I'm still here. I still know what's going on.
Wow.
Yeah. And she goes, oh, I don't know if you're changing your bed or you're complaining about your bed or your mattress, but she was like, you don't have to change things around.
Oh my gosh.
She told me not to change it.
Well, are you like, is your bed like too big for your room
No, I
or
literally
something?
just moved, and like in my move, I actually like had the same bed that I'd had with my ex-fiance.
Oh, change it.
And I left it. So I lived on the floor for like the first month or so living in my new apartment. And it was something that bothered me so much.
She's been talking about it constantly.
al-
Like she's gotten a bed frame. She's returned that bed frame.
Oh.
She's like, it's been such a saga.
It really has. Like, the bed has been a
saga.
thing.
It's been a bed
Oh
saga.
my gosh, yes. So that's why she's just in the saga with you, right? Like, she's just letting you know. And this is the best thing. Like, I love it when our loved ones in spirit come through because it's like having that conversation with them. She's sitting in the chair next to you, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be, I love you. Like, of course they love us.
Right.
That's why we're connected through infinite love all the time. But they like to bring up current events, things letting you know that even though they're not here physically, they're still here with us and they're always just watching out. And I keep on hearing like frogs.
She
So-
lived in the boonies like
Yeah.
towards the end of her life and hated it. And she did it for her husband. And she was like, why am I out here? And she would always complain about all the noises.
Yeah, like the big bullfrogs,
Yeah.
like at night, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Like
And
she
she's
was
like,
right
"Oh."
near like this body of water.
Yes.
Insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she's
Wow.
acknowledging that. And she goes, just let her know that I'm okay. And there's also a connection with the number 12 as well. So I don't know if it's age 12 or the 12th of the month, but she shows me 12
Okay.
grandkids,
No.
12
I'm trying to think of 12. Well, I mean, she'd forget my birthday quite a bit, and my birthday's on the 13th, and she would get it wrong.
Oh
and
my
she'd
gosh.
Call me on the 12th.
Stop it. Okay.
So maybe that's it.
Honestly,
cute.
because their personalities remain the same.
Yeah, she's like
So
a
she could-
jokester.
Yeah,
Ugh,
absolutely.
she's a little hag.
I love it. I love it. And she also shows me a bracelet. So either you have a
Yes,
bracelet for her.
I do. I
Okay.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
She
so
knows
awesome.
that. So even if you think, oh, I'm not sure if she's here, just know that she is here with you. And she shows me a butterfly to be her sign for you.
I think she had a butterfly tattoo.
Stop it.
I'll have to confirm that with my mom. But I'm almost I like she always on cards would do a smiley face and sometimes a butterfly.
Okay.
Aw.
So that's just
Wow.
her way of letting you know that she's okay. And that's the thing. It doesn't have to be a real life butterfly. You could be in a store and notice a butterfly design. That's it. It could be something as simple as that, because our loved ones come through with so many different signs, letting you know that they're here with us.
Wow.
So yeah, but she goes, "Oh, I'm dancing.
Yes.
I'm dancing. I have my dancing shoes on. I'm good."
Yep.
She goes, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to go when I did, because I just feel like it was just like her." She goes, "It just wasn't. I didn't think it was going to be my time. I thought I had
didn't
more
want
time."
to. She thought she did. She thought she could beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was only 3 weeks or 3 months.
She, like, when she really started to, like, when the disease accelerated, it took about 3 months to take her. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because she said no.
It was quick.
She goes, "It was the second time around, and I thought I was going to be better."
Yeah. There was, like, a lot of hope after her surgeries and chemo and all of that. And then it just plummeted.
Okay. But you need to know that she's okay.
Yeah.
And that's why she says, "Just picture me dancing."
Oh,
Good. She's
I
like
will.
a spitfire.
I can see her dance now.
Absolutely. And also Angela.
I don't think I know of an Angela. Not
Angie or Angela. And it could be someone that's still here physically.
It's not coming to mind yet.
Okay, hold on.
I'll think on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you say like sometimes like if you are unfamiliar, you hold on to it because it might
Absolutely.
come up.
So many times I've done readings where people have said to me, "No, that doesn't make sense, Tiff." Nope. And I said, "Okay, that's fine." And then 24 hours later, they send me an email. "Hey, remember you said that name? That's my dad's name. I just forgot." I'm like, "What? How does that happen? How does that happen?" But it does. It does. So,
Yeah.
So she's definitely, again, I just see her just this big bright light.
Yeah.
And this color always comes up in readings for some reason, but she's showing me specifically it's in your room, and she shows me the color purple.
My room growing up was purple.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's just acknowledging that. She's bringing you down memory lane.
She is.
She wants you to remember her at that time when everything, there was no care in the world. There's no worries. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. So she loves you.
I love her.
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
I love it.
Do people like not ever not cry?
No, people cry all the time. I'm like, it's a good day when everyone's crying. Right?
Yeah.
But it's happy tears.
No,
right?
they're very happy. I texted my mom this morning. I was like, "We have a medium coming on. I really hope that Auntie comes." And my mom was like, "Just tell her I said hi." And now I can say that I did that.
1,000. Oh my gosh, I have chills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Oh my
much.
gosh, you're so welcome. Yeah.
I'm actually happy. I know it's hard to
I
tell.
know. But she's so good. And she goes, "Oh, I'm still giving your mom a hard time."
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Because that's how she is. She's like, "Nope." She goes, "I ran the show. Don't let her fool you. I ran the show."
no, we know.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Special.
Yeah.
It is.
And that's why I do what I do, is because it's about being able to comfort people and give them validation and give them that comfort and letting you know that we're never truly alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all we have to do is just think about our loved ones in spirit, and they hear us, because our thoughts manifest. Again, I mentioned at the end of the day, we're all energy.
Yeah.
So when we put our thoughts out there, our thoughts manifest, and that's how our loved ones hear us in
Yeah.
spirit. And it really is something that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And grief affects us in so many different ways, in different forms, whether it's our loved ones, our pets.
Yeah.
Some people will contact me because they'll say, "I have a German Shepherd that just passed away. I just need to know that they're okay."
Right.
And even there's grief of loss and grief. It goes hand in hand. So when you lose a job, when you go through a breakup, like so many people contact me about breakups.
Yeah.
Because we all struggle, and there's no cure for grief. It's just learning to live with grief. So if I'm able to help facilitate helping you get from one breath to the next, that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah. So she loved trash reality TV.
I love it.
Loved it. And she died before I was ever on TV. And so it was very it's something that's always with me. I'm like, damn, I wish she just knew that I was on TV. I wish she could just see this one thing, but to know that she's still with me, that also confirms that she's aware.
And that's right. Right in the beginning, I said, "She's so proud of you.
Yeah.
She's so proud of you." So she knows. And she goes, no throwing heels.
Haven't done that, but I don't plan to do that.
I know, but I think it's no throwing heels. Jerry,
She's
you're
talking to you,
"Oh,
Ciara.
I know. It's like, you might be talking to me, but oopsies. No, I think it's so comforting, because I feel like sometimes you get so lost in this world sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and you like want to know like you're on the right track, and those people that have been there for you who have passed on and like would have been the ones to be like, you're doing great, like keep going.
Yeah.
You know, it's like really nice to kind of hear from them and know that they're with you and that they're cheering you on from above, and
Exactly.
It's-
Exactly.
truly priceless what you do for people. You know,
Thank you.
it's wild.
I truly love.
You're
what I
coming
do.
to my house in Stoughton now.
Yeah,
you have to, like,
honestly,
you have to meet my mom.
It's
like,
a 10-minute drive. Like, it's really not that bad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I am Boston based. A lot of people ask where I
Mhm.
am, but like I mentioned before, I don't need to physically be in your presence to be able to give you a reading.
Right.
I can do phone readings because, again, energy.
Yeah.
So I've given readings for people all over the world.
Mm.
So once I got onto TikTok was when everything kind
Yeah.
of changed for me.
Right.
And
The power of social media and TikTok, and
right.
can you believe they tried to ban it?
I know. I know.
Love that.
But like even today, I did a TikTok live before I got here,
Mhm.
and there were people tuning in from the Netherlands, Trinidad, Australia,
Wow.
Philippines. So
Wow.
it's crazy because I'm just so maybe I'm old school a little bit, but
Mm.
in Boston where I grew
Yeah.
up, you know, it's just like oh, I got Rhode Island. I have some people in Rhode Island that know me. Now
Right,
it's like
yeah.
all over. And
Yeah.
it's just it's amazing, but it just goes to show that every single person is affected by grief at some point
Right,
in their
For
life.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
I'm just so glad that you were like able to like channel your aunt, because like it's like I've heard so much about her,
Yeah.
yeah.
and like she was obviously such a big part of your life.
You cried.
I know,
about
I
her.
cry because she was like such a big part of your life, and you talk about her all the time, and like, no, it's kind of nice that I like get to meet her informally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely. And she just said, "Will you push her a little bit more?"
I know what that's about.
Yes, yes. Because she says she wants it's like that trust thing, and I don't think it's a bad thing when I say that, because when we go with trust, people always think it's negative, and I'm not saying it's negative, but it's like you're still checking yourself
Yeah.
to make sure
consistently.
that you are validated.
Mhm.
You're already validated. You have the power.
Well,
to
she
have
was
it.
like always the one to validate me.
So this is why she's
yeah.
saying it. Yeah.
all right,
Yeah,
bitch,
and
I'm
it's like,
pushing you now.
Just you have to trust Ciara because she's really trying to put you right where you need to go, and you're fighting her on it. Don't fight her on it.
Don't-
Wow.
Like, now you love her too, right?
literally, I love her because I mean, wow.
It's all about the risk.
Wow, that is just so cool. I'm gonna be calling you every week.
Well, it's funny. So that's a good topic too, because so many people will say like, "Oh my gosh, how many readings can I get?" And
Right.
I always say, you kind of want to wait a little bit.
I
Because some
always-
people do
yeah.
really want to contact me every week, and I have to turn them down. I'm like,
Yeah.
as much as I want to, but
Right.
let life happen.
Right.
You know, allow life to happen, and then maybe in a few months,
Right.
I have some regulars that I know that I've known for years from
Right.
the beginning. They're my OGs, but I still with them. I'll tell them like, okay.
Can I
Or
ask
3
you, is
months,
it
6
any
months.
different once, like with the regular, for example, now that you have a sense of exactly like who you are speaking or like communicating with?
Mhm.
For example, like, this is now about my aunt. Does that make like the next reading in 3 or 4 months different because you already have a sense of who you're communicating with?
It is different.
Okay.
It is different. And say if like right now you're here, Ciara,
Mhm.
but if I did go to your house
Mhm.
and it's with your family, it'd be a different dynamic.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just share with you something that happened when I first started. I had 3 people come to me. It was a group of 3 people that came to me, and a husband and wife, and then there was a girl there.
Okay.
And their friend came through in spirit, and the friend was talking about the concerts they went to, and I'm like, oh, he loves you guys. You know, like it was all about
Mhm.
things that they did
Mhm.
and enjoyed life, and it was a great reading, validation after validation, right? And the girl, not the couple,
Mhm.
but the other person that was with them said, oh, I want to book a private reading with you. And I said, okay, fine, that's great. And I'm thinking, oh, she wants to connect with her loved ones in spirit. Great. So she books a reading, she comes to me. So now it's just a one-on-one reading. And the friend comes through,
The same friend.
the same friend. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's back. Like, this is
Yeah.
great. And she's like, yes, that's great. And it turns out that they had something going on,
Like in
I
private.
like a love
a
affair.
private love affair, and nobody knew about it.
Oh wow.
And so he not once did he bring up.
He kept it private.
He kept it
too, when
private.
They were in a group.
He kept it private, and then when she came to me, the whole reading was different. So it was the same person, but the entire reading was different because there was things about their relationship that he wanted to talk about, and that
Wow.
he was able to validate for her and so forth.
Wow.
So I like to share that story as an example
Yeah.
of how different when you get reading, because a lot of times people are like, I want to go in a group, right?
Right.
But
Sometimes
sometimes the dynamic will,
right.
the information will change depending on the dynamics of the room.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Spirit keeps secrets.
That's a good friend.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean,
Sorry, I'm like, wow.
and then of course some people will say, well, what if so-and-so doesn't come through? What if it's somebody that I,
Mhm.
you know, okay, great. I know my aunt's here, but what about my grandmother, you know?
Mhm.
So that's when I say it's always the people that you need to hear from pertaining to
Right.
what's going on currently in your
Yeah.
life that come through too.
Like, I think it's so much better not to force
Right.
a situation and I think even just, speaking to mediums and I kind of do it in the style of like, if it comes to me, you
Mhm.
know, yeah, there have been moments that I've like sought it out. You were one of those things that one of those people. And it was like one of those moments where I wasn't looking for it and it came to me and it was so right on time and I needed to hear from that person. So
Absolutely.
but like every time it still blows me away.
Yeah. To just think about like how validating it was.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And I couldn't picture myself doing anything else. With
I
my
mean, you
life.
aren't. Come on.
Seems so fulfilling.
Yeah.
It is. I absolutely love it. And, you know, through that, I do my private readings. I do my gallery readings. I have a podcast
Mhm.
that talks about everyday life, how we can put in a little bit of spirituality. We are never truly alone,
We're never truly alone.
Wow.
which is my trademark.
Yeah.
So whenever you see that, I'm always there too. But
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I love being able to. You mentioned the word aha moment, right?
Mhm.
Like that's what I call it. It's that
Yeah.
aha moment when all of a sudden you see someone experience that connection,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm here to do. But it's always good to get some clarity in your life
Yeah.
too.
That's
Even like when
exactly.
we go a little bit on the psychic side or the intuitive side, you know, like I have so many oracle cards.
I was
and
gonna say,
angel
what else do you
cards
do?
and
Like,
things like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Can we talk about the future at all? Is there any like
yes.
Right.
tarot readings or card readings or like I don't know. I'm
Yes,
just
I
like
lo-
tap in now.
I
Yeah.
know. I love doing that. Like I'll do a daily card pull all the time for
Okay.
myself, just to be like, okay, does he like me?
Yeah.
you know.
Wait, can we do that? Can we do that? I would love to do that.
Yes. I mean, should we do
was
the
there-
cards or do you want me to just tell you? Okay. Why don't we just do both? Because what's going to happen is, and I thought I grabbed my other deck, and this is not my usual. That's fine.
Okay.
But we can go with the intuitive side, and
Okay.
then we'll pull cards on it, and it'll most likely match up
Okay.
Okay.
because that's the same energy. So the reason why people like to use cards is because it's that physical form that people can actually see and say,
Okay.
"Oh, we pulled this."
Right.
So that makes sense,
Mhm.
even though if I said it.
Right. It would.
It
also
still makes sense.
Yeah, it still makes
To
sense.
us at
but
least.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You first.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Or you think of someone special?
Girl, my mind is so flustered. I don't know who I'm thinking about, but
Or do you have, okay, let's do this for the sake of time
Okay.
wise. Is there an area that you would like to,
let's do love.
right? Isn't that always the area?
That's always the area.
That's my area.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to hand you guys the cards. You guys can
Okay.
be like, well, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I want a reading. Okay. So I just get right now with the energy that I'm getting. I feel like there's somebody in the wings that's there. All right. But, I brought up the word trust before, and it's you being able to really focus in on trusting this person and them showing you that they're going to be a non-negotiable. They're not going to be moving. They need to be more grounded. And I feel like this person likes to travel back and forth a lot. So it kind of makes you a little bit anxious because you're afraid that they're going to leave. You might not think that they're afraid they're going to leave, but you're afraid of that rejection and that abandonment.
Yeah. That's such a reoccurring theme.
Going
that
back
rejection,
into the traumas.
yeah, and that abandonment. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is because even though you might think like, oh, I got it, I'm good, but at the same time, there's that like, but wait, am I? What if he goes? I do care because I feel like you didn't realize how invested you were until he traveled.
Without giving away too much, yeah. I'd say that's...
Meaning traveled could be even like pulling away a little.
Yeah.
Pulling away without him really.
Right.
Like, but for you,
going.
yeah.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, pulling away a little bit.
Okay,
So it's about you kind of letting go of your own personal. It's like breaking down what you thought love was on a personal note and rebuilding it, knowing that you are going to give yourself that unconditional love that you deserve first. And once you receive that unconditional love that you're pouring into yourself, that's when that vibration is going to match you.
Noted.
Yeah. Because there needs to be a conversation because you have not talked in a serious way about it. So that's why you have to have that conversation. So
Don't look at me.
It's,
Oh my God.
yeah, it's pretty much like it's there, but don't play any more games. Don't avoid it.
That's what I would
You
call
like
a reading.
No, like she just read me
Read
for
you.
filth.
Yes.
For filth.
Yes.
Okay. Damn.
Let's see what the cards have to say, shall we?
Okay.
Oh,
let's
Lord.
see.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I'm the world's most awful. I was going to say
Shuffler?
awfulest. That's not even a word.
That's okay. We make up words.
We make up
here.
words here.
Welcome.
Awfulest shuffler in the world. Okay, what does Ciara need to know for her high grade good?
Wow.
Okay. I thought it was a frog. But it wasn't. Sorry. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. The first card that we pull is dances on one foot, balancing act. So you are working with trying to balance everything without being grounded.
Yeah, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Like a little bit scattered, a little all over the place.
Literally texted her this morning, was like, I'm scatterbrained. I don't know what's going on right now, but I'm trying.
Right. Right. So
This is like, I think one of the first like times that I've been more grounded than you in a long time.
Yeah.
That's actually, I never even thought about that.
Do you feel like I'm a grounded person?
I thought, especially at the beginning of this year, you were very grounded.
Yeah. Oh my God. Of course. I was coming back from Costa Rica.
right.
I was
Yeah.
like-
You're like,
Yeah, but
love
honestly,
life.
you know what? You're so right, because even just us doing that meditation, I was like, damn, when's the last time I like took 2 minutes to meditate like that and actually like sit for a second?
And you notice how different it was after the 2 minutes. That's
Yeah.
it, just 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else do you need to know for your highest and greatest good? So we got the first card. The first card was dances on one foot, balancing act.
Yeah.
Right? Like you are in your zone of critiquing everything about your life right now. So when you are balancing, it's like don't focus in on all those outside factors, just focus in on you really holding your ground, whether it's on 1 foot or 2. Second card, falling. I knew you were going to get this. I knew you were going to get this card. A falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy. Okay?
What is that?
So basically, it's you focusing in on, remember how I said you have to break down those walls to build that new foundation for what love truly is? When you connect to that spiritual side of yourself, that's what that's all about. Allowing that unconditional love that you deserve in.
Yeah.
Open up. Let it in.
I know. I'm like, okay.
But it also goes what we were just talking about, how in the beginning of January this year, you were like, okay, I'm calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah.
And you were on that spiritual kick.
Right.
And then you kind of just stopped it.
Yeah. Yeah. Life, like.
Yeah. So the cards are calling you out.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So.
Wow.
But there's reasons why I'm here.
Right.
Okay. Because now you're opening it back up.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Whoops. Okay.
Damn.
Horned cactus, resourcefulness. Okay, so it's time to get resourceful. Okay, so resourcefulness is what you already know. Going back on your own tools, whatever you have with your coping mechanisms, going in your own toolbox to do the healing, coping, and processing.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So with these 3 cards, right? So we have, oh my gosh, dancing on one foot. Dances on one foot, the balancing act. So it really is all about you focusing in. Like, you have to remember to stay grounded.
Yeah.
When you're critiquing yourself. So when we talk about the intuitive reading that I just talked about with the love,
Right.
if we're going to put that in with that love category, right? Don't let the outside factors, meaning old traumas, meaning opinions of others, dictate and interfere by knocking you off of what you truly know, to know what is the truth for you.
I had this conversation earlier today.
Second card, falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy. Oops.
You're good.
Spiritual narcolepsy. Okay. So it's about like getting back to basics.
Right.
Knowing that answer is always going to be within. Breaking down those walls of what you thought was love, which you now realize was not the healthiest version. And it goes back into like trusting yourself, knowing that you're capable of love.
Boy, I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be. Because I'm getting red. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I feel like being like, girl, why are you so tough? Why are you so tough? You don't need to be tough. Be soft.
Be soft.
Be into that feminine energy. Live in the feminine.
Which is so funny because I feel like I do. And I have been saying to myself, like, I do want to be like softer. But like me declaring that is so like, ugh. Not cliche.
Well, it's not like you have to do a post on social media and say, I'm soft.
No,
you
right,
know?
yeah. Which
I'm in my
people
feminine
do. Right,
energy.
yeah.
You don't have to do that.
Right, yeah. It's
But
like
it's all-
walking in
yeah.
it. And
It's walking in it, exactly, and seeing it and believing it. And then
Okay.
the third card was the horned cactus, resourcefulness. So this one is all about being resourceful, using your own toolbox of how you process your own traumas. Okay. So think about it. Think about a cactus. Think about that. Like, it's so prickly. So when
she's
it's
like,
when it's
"Get it
talking about
over."
resources, though, it's like, take accountability of what
Yeah.
you need to work on. So
Yeah.
this love life that we're talking about,
right.
or this thought of maybe somebody that's in your life, because they're ready and willing to be in a relationship with you.
Oh, Lord.
This is so crazy. Oh my God. Okay, yeah.
So, but these are some of the things that you have to be mindful of
Yeah.
if you want it to be healthy, because you're going back into that cycle of toxicity.
It's
Because
me.
it's
I'm the
easier.
problem. Oh my God. Okay.
But that's okay. We have to live and learn,
We have
right?
solutions now.
Oh my gosh. Like, if you guys gave a reading on my love life, you'd be like, this is awkward. Right. You know, and you're like, we thought you had your stuff together. And
We're all
it's
a
a
work in
human side.
progress.
Right.
Yeah, we're all a work in progress. Okay.
Right, exactly. Like, we're humans. We're humans. So we just be gentle with yourself.
Damn. No, it's just
Right?
hilarious, but it's right. You're right. No, it is me. It's me. It's me. Damn. Okay.
Don't worry.
That
I'm
was good,
laughing now.
Tiff.
I won't be laughing. in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maya's turn.
Mya. Okay, so is there any area of focus that you would like?
I guess we should just go. Should we go love?
We should go love because you got a roster right now, and I'm trying to see who's on the real roster.
Okay. Let's
Who's
see.
it gonna be?
Who's
All
it?
right, all right. So what's happening with the roster of love is that I feel like you need to. The reason why things aren't working out the exact way that you want them to do is because you are working on that own positive, solid ground for yourself.
Yeah.
So you don't feel solid within yourself yet because you're in the process of transitioning. Okay. When I say transition, it's like when I mentioned, pay attention to Ciara. Like Ciara's trying to make you take some risks that you're not willing to take. You're fighting her on it. But energetically, your aunt and spirit, they're saying, take the risk, take the risk. But it's for that self-growth and development, which is part of where you need to be right now, is in that self-growth and development. And I get the month of November connected to you. So I don't know if there's going to be something that's going to be happening in November.
I was like, it's not really to a man, right?
No, it doesn't have to be. No, but I'm thinking it has to do with just that it's like either you're going to feel more clarity on where it is that you need to be.
Okay.
So
God
that's why
willing.
you're just feeling blocked. You're feeling stagnant and blocked right now because you're like, okay, there's a lot going on and everything feels good. Those words are good. And you're not necessarily a words of affirmation girl either.
No. What are you?
No, I'm just, I'm just here for the
Right?
reading. Yeah, I'm in the front row seat. This is great.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like that's what's going on with you is that it's you.
You can say it.
No, I know. You're like, wait, what are you holding back on? But it's about you really like letting go of any inhibitions that you may have to advance yourself.
Okay.
Make sense for you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I see the number 5. So I don't know if there's like 5 people on your roster. 5 people sliding in those DMs.
Close my eyes and count them.
Oh my gosh.
It's well, I kind of just cut one off like last week. It's like 5. It's like 4.5.
Okay. All right. So the 5th was cut off last week.
Yeah.
So now it's 4.
Yes.
Yeah. But I just feel like you're just playing with them because you want something serious, but not yet.
Well, I just don't see anything
Yeah.
actually becoming serious. So I am just having a good time.
Yeah. You're just having a good time.
Yeah.
That's all. Because again, you're in this period of growth.
Mm-hmm.
So there isn't going to be that stable relationship because you have to be stable within yourself
Yeah.
first. So that's what I mean. Like I'm seeing like towards November, December, right around that time frame when things are you're gonna
Click.
Yeah, it's gonna click. You're gonna get more clarity involved and all of that good stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I want you to think about. But enjoy the ride right now. Is there also a Robert, Bob, Bobby, Robbie,
No.
Bobby, Ricky, or Mike? No.
I get that reference. and
I
you
do
get the
too.
reference?
Yes.
No, there's no Bobby.
Okay. Or
Or
B,
Robert.
like they call him B.
No.
Okay. Okay.
He's coming.
He's coming for you. All right.
Wait, I'm like
All
I'm
right.
missing some. No.
No, but I think that's what it is like for you, it's more so that like just finding that solid foundation, like building that foundation.
For myself.
Yeah, that's what I want you to do is build that foundation for yourself.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
Yeah, because that's the energy that's going to match with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what your cards are. Ah.
Why are you so giddy?
This is just so cool.
It's so cool, right? Okay, what do you need to know for your highest and greatest good? Ooh. Okay, the farther gate. Farther, like Boston.
Farther. Okay.
Farther gate. You're like, father? What?
I'm like,
Dad?
well, yeah.
Farther. Like further?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it's.
The farther.
But
Well,
it's like the
I say
father.
father too, so I get it.
Yeah. Okay, bold step forward. That's what this card is.
Okay.
Bold step forward.
Forward.
Wow.
Bold step forward. That's exactly what we were just talking about.
It is.
Right? Taking
Yes.
that step forward, like release your inhibitions.
Feel the rain on your skin. Yes.
Yes. There you go. All
my
right.
gosh.
So what else does Mya need to know for highest and greatest good? Empty well. Time to replenish. So
Okay.
empty your inbox and then replenish.
I could do that.
Maybe that's what you're doing is like slowly, because you don't have that, like, again, they're there for right now, but you know that it's not
Permanent. Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So when we talk about like being empty well is like totally like,
Gotta clear the roster.
well, but not only that, but like where you just moved. I don't know if you just moved, but I know
Yeah,
we talked
about a
about
month
moving,
ago.
but this is about you really honing in. Like, I want you to really love your space.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not in love with your space yet.
It's getting there. It's just been a work in progress.
Right.
Yeah,
So take the time. If you have time,
I do.
take the time to really like decorate it the way you want. Put things in that you love. Like fill it with rose quartz. Rose quartz is a crystal. It's pink. It's all about self-love and healing.
Okay.
Pink rhodonite, that's another crystal, all about compassion. Fill your room with things that you truly love,
Okay.
because that is going to help connect you to your own personal self,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So this is telling you like
Get on it.
time to replenish,
Yes.
right? Time to replenish, empty well. So then the third card.
This is so interesting.
You got to see her shook.
Yeah,
What's
no,
this?
I know.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you need to know for your highest and greatest good? Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. Okay, Auntie.
Wow.
She's still
Wow.
All right. So this is what, and you haven't done it yet. And I feel like, Ciara, you've tried to get her to like take a moment to take a step back and really almost like write things down of like the things that you have going on, and even like the pros and cons of like work related type things, where it is like, okay, so that's a work in progress. Okay, so I have the podcast, I have this, and I have that, and I have that, you know, like, and really kind of figure out where you want to put your time and energy and focus.
Yeah.
Because I see you just like spinning around in a circle, like, oh, okay, I have a lot of things going on.
I do. I have a lot of jobs.
Yeah, like this, which is great, That's huge motivation. But find something that really connects with your soul and your own passion. Because when you're living an intentional life
Mhm.
filled with passion, that is the energy that is going to be matched with you. And you will not let it pass you by in any shape or form. It's going to be there. And that's why right now you're feeling blah, because you're not, your energy is here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
So when we talk about lay of the land, right? Lay of the land, like think of a giraffe looking over, like with a long neck looking over, like this
Like a bird's
beautiful,
eye.
yeah, bird's eye point of view, you know, like you see everything. You're connected with your aunt. Your aunt's going to be helping you in all of this.
Yeah.
And so it's about you getting more connected, not with other people and what other people want, but what you want.
Yeah. Yes. I don't do enough of that.
Open up that solar plexus chakra.
I do need to like clean, but that's, I mean, we're out of time, but like,
I know.
That'd be nice.
See, we could go for hours here.
Wow.
That's pretty much what it is.
well,
You're so
Spirit
good.
Tiff, thank you so much. We are like, we're speechless.
I know I don't have anything to say. Okay, where can people follow you? If they want a reading, how do they get one? Yeah, give us all your information.
Yes. So my website is tiffanyrice.com. You can find me Spirit Tiff on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We're Never Truly Alone is my podcast, which I have guests on. And I think that's it. I do phone readings for people all over the world. Oh, I have my candle line. So I have
Yeah.
And they
my
smell
candle
delicious.
line.
Oh my
I
God,
have-
this candle line is delicious.
and I'm
It's
coming
so
out
good.
with like more scents for the fall.
Yeah.
And then I have a jewelry line. I have a collaboration with a company called Dune Jewelry.
Mhm.
So I created a few pieces. I have the cardinal, because cardinals are great signs from our loved ones in spirit.
Right.
And then I have the third eye chakra. We didn't even talk chakras. We didn't even get
No,
into
the
that
crazy
yet,
thing
but-
is that we didn't even talk chakras.
Right.
And I love talking chakras.
But-
Yes. So I created a third eye chakra, which helps connect you with your inner intuition and also your femininity. And then we also have the angel wing that says we are never truly alone. So the good thing about this jewelry is I designed the pieces, but you can put any element that you want. So say if there was a beach that you used to go to, go with your aunt, or, you could put that sand in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Wow.
So that's how people can find me. Spirit Tiff
Yeah.
at tiffanyrice.com. And I am traveling. I am going to be doing more gallery readings all over the world, but I am Boston based, so you'll find me there. The Conjuring House is in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Oh my
all over the
gosh.
place.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well, thank you so much for this. It was truly like it's a life-changing.
I know we need time to digest.
I know,
There's
it's a
so much.
life-changing
There's so much.
event, and I'm so happy that you came and helped us out here and connected us with our loved ones. And yeah. All right, guys, we will see you guys next week. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, rate, review. Okay. I think
Chat.
that's it. Chat.
Yeah.
Hit us up on Instagram. We'll see you guys next week.
Oh, that was wild.